Welcome back here to the auditorium. Willie Gavett along with Bob Cimbollek. We are approximately a minute and a half away before we start this Class A quarterfinal matchup. Mount Blue, coming in number 5, will be going up against number 4, Brewer. Mount Blue comes in with an 11-7 record. Brewer at 13-5. And Coach, my understanding is that you have some familiarity with these two ball clubs, having seen them in the course of the season.
Well, yeah, we played Brewer in a tip-off tournament at Nokomis early in the season, and then we played Mount Blue here at the auditorium in our Christmas tournament. Both teams are excellent teams. They're well coached, and both teams have their own style. Brewer's going to pressure, try to up-tempo the game, and of course Mount Blue is Zarecki and 40 are going to try to pound it inside. And I say this is the team that can control the tempo, Willie, I think is going to win this ball game.
We talk a lot about players getting ready physically and psychologically to come down here and get involved in a tournament situation. But you've been there, I've been there. Obviously, the two gentlemen on the benches away from us have been there or are there at the present. What does a coach do to get himself ready, or the responsibility that he has into his players so they'll perform best in a tournament situation?
Well, I think what you're going to do is try to leave no stone unturned. I think you've got to prepare for everything. You never know what you're going to find in here. The key is being able to adjust without wasting timeouts, without getting your kids too upset, and trying to really say, hey, we can adjust and be prepared for anything we're going to see. I just think it's a case of being prepared. And the only advantage here now, of course, is they've had a whole week to get ready. And, of course, they'll have another whole week. But when you go finals and semifinals back-to-back, then it's a little tougher because you don't have the preparatory time. Back when you played, it was even tougher because we played 3 nights in a row.
That's right. And with that, let's go over to the public address announcer who will introduce these two teams for this morning's ball game.
This is an Eastern Maine boys Class A quarterfinal game. I'd like to begin by introducing the team members from the visiting Mount Blue Cougars. Number 12, a senior, Jared Ranger. Number 14, a sophomore, Eric Miskin. A senior, number 15, Jamie Hart. A senior, number 22, Kevin Oliveira. Number 23, a sophomore, Peter Roberts. A junior, number 24, Scott Myrick. Number 30, a sophomore, Joe McLaughlin. A sophomore, number 10, Kevin Eagers. A junior, number 11, Tony Amberg. And now the team members from the home team, Brewer Witches. A senior, number 12, Randy Billings. Number 14, a sophomore, Adam King. A senior, number 32, Jeremy Soames. Number 42, a junior, Eric Duffy. A junior, number 44, Jacob Carr. Number 50, a sophomore, James Hinckley. A junior, number 52, Mike Johnston. And a sophomore, number 53, Danny Coffin. And now the starters for this contest. First from the Mount Blue Cougars. At forward, number 13, a sophomore, Dustin Ireland. And for the Brewer Witches, number 10, at guard, a junior, Nate Freeman. And for the Cougars, at guard, number 20, a junior, Ryan Fortier. And for the Brewer Witches, at forward, number 20, a junior, Troy Levitt. For the Cougars, at forward, number 21, a sophomore, Jim Ross. And for the Witches, at guard, wearing number 22, a junior, Jason Leighton. And for the Cougars, at guard, wearing number 25, a senior, Jason Bayless. And for the Witches, at forward, number 24, a senior, Jared Seavey. And for the Cougars wearing number 31, a senior at center, John Zarecki. And for the Witches, a senior, number 30 at center, John Thomas. The Cougars are coached by Jim Bessie. The Witches are coached by Mark Savage. Officials for this game are Mr. Cloutier and Mr. Buck. Good luck, gentlemen.
Okay, two teams huddling around their respective coaches, getting last-minute instructions. Mount Blue under the tutelage of Jim Bessie, Brewer, Mark Savage at the helm. My understanding is, talking with Coach Savage before this ball game started, asking for his starters, and I said, who are the next 2 or 3 people you're going to put in? He goes, we're going to go 5 at a time.
Yeah, he's been doing that. He's running 2 groups of 5. I don't necessarily feel he has his best 5 players on the floor right now. I think he comes at them in waves, Willie.
A rather inexperienced, or I should say inexperienced teams, if you go by the grade that they are in school. Mount Blue comes in with 2 seniors, a junior and 2 sophomores. Tap is up and underway, controlled by Brewer. Freeman tapped away. Zarecki of Mount Blue. Bayless trying to make something happen against that man-to-man pressure of Brewer. Perimeter basketball, driving, giving it up as 40. First jump shot goes up of the contest by Ross. No good. Ball loose and goes out of bounds.
Yeah, Brewer's going to come right at you with a good hard man-to-man, and I'm not going to worry about fouls because they got the depth to go into the bench and to take care of that.
Brewer's first opportunity to put something up on the board now in this Class A quarterfinal matchup. Going into the paint, shot goes up by Seavey, no good. Rebound, John Zarecki of Mount Blue. Bayless going to his left now, working the ball around the perimeter. Fortier deflected, goes out of bounds, and that'll go over to the Brewer Witches. Big concern of Mark Savage was Ryan Fortier of Mount Blue. Quoting Savage, he can do a lot.
Fortier is a good player. He can play outside, he can play inside. He's got good post moves.
Brewer tapped away. Mount Blue directly in front of the press table here at the auditorium. Ball will go over to Brewer. Seavey will be putting it in.
Key for Brewer too, Willie. They've got the score so they can set their press up.
Thomas. Freeman out at the perimeter, going to his left, trying to post up underneath, deflected, tapped away. On the fly, Bayless of Mount Blue takes the jumper. It's up and off, no good. Rebound controls Seavey of Brewer. Freeman. Underhand pass to Thomas, back out. Shot goes up by Seavey, off, no good. Loose. Snapped underneath, out of bounds. Can't be controlled by Troy Levitt of Brewer. Turnover, and Mount Blue will be coming the other way with it.
Yeah, Brewer can set their press up now because the ball is out of bounds.
Pressure coming away to Mount Blue. Bayless. Ireland, skip pass all the way over. Ross underneath, 40, or lefty goes out, partially deflected. Ball is loose, comes away, put up and in. Dustin Ireland for Mount Blue, and that's our first score of the ball game, 2-0. A little under 2 minutes gone here in the first quarter of this Class A matchup. Freeman, tricky dribble. Seavey, jumper, up and in, we're tied.
Here comes the pressure now.
Fortier. Trap, tries to get out of it. He does, over to Ireland. Long down court pass, very easily tossed over to Ross, up and in.
Big play for Mount Blue. Handled the pressure real good. Got the ball to half court and then right into the paint for the layup.
Here come the Witches on the attack. Thomas up, no good. Rebound. Pulled down. Jimmy Ross, Mount Blue. Very quickly underneath Fortier. He goes up off the glass, up and in. Ryan Fortier, 6'2", Mount Blue out in front by 2. Freeman drives, whistle, that'll hold everything up. Block will go against Jason Bayless.
The thing about Fortier is he pump fakes well in the lane. He's got great body control. He can lean in, he can create his shot, and he draws a lot of contact when he does shoot the ball inside.
Seavey of the Witches of Brewer. Thomas in the corner, tried to have the give and go, nothing, deflected off Dustin Ireland, who carries it out of bounds for the Mount Blue Cougars. Underneath, Brewer on their baseline. Out quickly to Thomas. Back over. Freeman. Thomas, Seavey, perimeter basketball by the Brewer Witches. Give and go. That's Seavey. Tried to go up with a shot, whistle in the paint. 6-2. Mount Blue up by 4.
The Mount Blue now 2-3 zone, but I think it was just 2-3 zone because they were defensing the out-of-bounds play. They've been man-to-man previous to that.
Jared Seavey, only a sophomore at 6'2" for Mark Savage, and the Brewer Witches up and in. Lead is down to 3 for Mount Blue. Jared will be on the line for the second one. He dips and fires. It's up and in. Still that tenacious full court pressure now by Brewer, knocked away, deflected. Freeman comes up with a long looping pass. Leighton, he spins, fires, up off the iron, no good, follows his own shot, still contested, comes away to Mount Blue. Bayless, corner now to Ross, skip pass, Ireland, Fortier, jumper, up, off, no good, taken off by Levitt on the fly for Brewer, gives it up, trailing pass, contact underneath. Jason Leighton on a lead pass from Nate Freeman.
Saw Brewer's real quickness up the court on that break. The key for Mount Blue is shot selection. Okay, here's the penetration now off the quick break. Nice pass, and he's going to get fouled as he lays it up. The Brewer has real quickness in the open court.
First substitution into the ball game will be Jared Ranger for Mount Blue. Coming out was Jimmy Ross. Brewer on the line, first one up and in. Jason Leighton. We're down to a 1-point lead now for Mount Blue. 4:36 left to go here in this first quarter. Second one is up and in by Leighton. New ball game. Bayless. Fortier. Fortier down Ranger. Ranger goes to the iron hard and he's fouled.
Looks like it's going to be player control foul.
Think before you speak.
Player control foul.
Jared Ranger picks up the personal. Turnover into the favor of the Brewer Witches. 6-6 again. Tie ball game. A little over 4 minutes.
Yeah, Mount Blue straight man-to-man now.
Freeman finds a cutter underneath. Seavey. Leighton puts the ball on the paint. Little fall-away jumper up, no good. Big man John Zarecki clears it for Mount Blue. Bayless, corner. Quick ball movement. Fortier, a little skip hop, up and in. Ryan Fortier, left-handed shot, sometimes gives the defense fits when they see a quality left-handed player. Brewer, Freeman, looks to go underneath. They do. That's Levitt. Up around, out, no good. Cleared down. Zarecki, Mount Blue. Bayless on the attack. Ireland. Fortier again. Fortier looks to dump it in underneath. Zarecki up and in.
Yeah, nice penetration by Fortier and dished it off to Zarecki for the easy 2. And Brewer's second group is coming ready to go.
Just when I've begun to learn the names of the first 5.
Right.
Push outside. I think that'll go against Jared Ranger of Mount Blue. And with that, we'll see if we can run down through these and find these players.
Well, if it's a problem for you, Willie, it's also a problem for Mount Blue because they've got to pick up new assignments as 5 new players come in, and he's going to give Zarecki a rest right here.
Jeremy Soames, one of the new players, will be putting it in. Long looping pass out for Billings. Over to King. Again, Brewer content to play perimeter basketball. They dump it in underneath. That's Hinckley. He drops it off to Johnston. Up and in.
Mount Blue's now going to slow it down in the half court. Even though with Zarecki out, they're going to still slow it down.
Fortier, head fake, goes to the paint, puts it up, whistle. No shot.
Willie, Fortier is really tough to deal with because he can shoot the outside shot. You come after him. You come after him. Now here he is. He looks outside, fakes a shot, now penetrates, draws the defense in, stops again, then pumps and goes and gets fouled. He's really tough to handle. He's got such good quickness. And Mount Blue is not that much slower than Brewer. They may be bigger, but they're not that much slower.
Ryan Fortier's first one is up and no good. When you said coaches have to leave no stone unturned, the impression you get from some of the Mount Blue players is they've left no weight unturned.
Now they got some good-sized bodies with them.
Fortier's second one is up and in. 11-8. Brewer out front. Billings being pressured by that defense. Long looping pass. That's picked off. Dustin Ireland of Mount Blue.
Yeah, Mount Blue's in the 2-3 zone, and they'll trap out of there, too. They'll come right to half court.
Bayless. Fortier. Fortier looks to work. He spins. Baseline jumper. Whistle and a foul. Ryan Fortier drawing a lot of tension anytime he has the ball. That time double, triple team by Brewer.
Here again, Fortier has the ball outside. He penetrates to his left, dribbles in, stops, draws the contact. He's very, very tough to handle with the ball in his hands, and he can go to the glass with great, great strength.
Peter Robertson for Mount Blue. We'll set the players for Brewer. They're going with Billings, King, Soames, Hinckley, and Johnston. First one up by Ryan Fortier is good.
And I think King, where Stevie leads that first group of Brewer, I think King is the leader for the second group.
Ryan Fortier, only a junior at 6'1" for Mount Blue. His second one is up and in. Soames to Billings. Randy Billings taking his time getting instructions from Mark Savage on the bench of Brewer.
Comes that trap out of that 2-3 zone.
King, long looping pass, cross court. Billings now, back over to King. Traveling violation, they'll nullify that three.
Yeah, he jumped over, took 2 steps, and then released it. Good call.
Adam King, only a sophomore at 6'3", let fly the jumper for 3, but disallowed with a violation. Mount Blue, 13-8 now. 2 minutes left to go here in the first. Back out front, Bayless. Bayless wanting to get the ball into the hands of Ryan Fortier. Ranger, there's the cutter. Roberts turns to fire, deflected. I believe that was Hinckley of Brewer. Long down court pass. Hinckley reverse layup. Up around, off, no good. Zarecki with a big board for Mount Blue. Bayless. Ranger, there's Fortier again. Ranger, Bayless. Bayless with a 3, up, off, no good. Followed by Mount Blue. Zarecki still loose, coming away with it. Roberts, he turns and fires, deflected. Hinckley for Brewer, long down court pass. Breakaway Johnston, no good, traveling violation.
Yeah, Brewer had the open layup, but he traveled.
I knew when Brewer came out with their sprinter spikes on, we were in for a running game.
Oh, they're going to go. They're going to go all night long. I think Mount Blue is going to have to slow it down a little bit.
Bayless looking to find somebody in the paint. Fortier, patented left-handed move, gives it up. Roberts deflected, knocked away by Hinckley. Whistle.
Certainly Brewer is at a size disadvantage. When they get the ball in the half court and slow it down, they've got really a height advantage at 3 positions.
Coming out, Ranger, reporting back into the ball game for Mount Blue will be Dustin Ireland eventually. 2-4, tell me I can still count. We have 4 players on the floor for Mount Blue.
We have 4 players on the floor.
I guess someone's just over there, Ranger, getting the proverbial drink of water from the bench. First one by Peter Roberts up and in. Roberts, a sophomore at 6'3" for Mount Blue.
And he's one of 3 sophomores that plays a great deal.
Mount Blue going to their bench. 22 into the ball game. Kevin Oliveri up and in. Peter Roberts. And Ireland will be coming back into the ball game. Going out will be Peter Roberts. Zarecki, to my knowledge, and Fortier, only 2 that haven't had a break yet. Jumper goes up, 3 off, no good by King. Rebounding action underneath will go out, and that'll be controlled by Brewer, they say. Last touch by a player of Mount Blue.
Yeah, Mount Blue's going to stay in that 2-3 zone. They're going to trap out of it.
Soames to King. Billings. Billings being bothered by that trapping defense of Brewer. King. Billings. Billings goes to the paint, pulls up, whistle. Kevin Oliveri being assessed that personal. 15-8, 43 seconds left to go here in the first. Mount Blue on top of this one. Soames of Brewer, baseline, goes quickly to King. He lets go with his 3, partially deflected up and in.
There, get the shooter's roll, hit the rim and rolled in.
Adam King, in my opinion, I thought it was deflected. It still found the iron. Oliveri driving into the paint and dropped off. Ranger up and in.
Yeah, Ranger penetrated and dished off to Zarecki for the easy two.
Down to 15. Savage of Brewer, the coach, calling for one. Billings. King. Billings. King. King driving baseline. Follow-away jumper. Up, off, no good. Controlled. Fortier. He gets it off, but to no avail. And after one quarter, here at the auditorium, Mount Blue 17, Brewer 11 in this Class A boys quarterfinal matchup. We'll take a 60-second break and return.
This is Grant's 100% natural milk with all natural vitamins. This milk is fortified with synthetic vitamins. Natural? Synthetic. And this is a 100% natural 8-year-old boy. Which glass of milk would you want to give him? We are proud to say Grant's is the only Maine dairy fortifying its milk with all natural vitamins. So make the natural choice. Grant's milk. 100% natural, 100% delicious.
First day, my new boss throws me the keys.
Get it fixed, kid.
So I took it to Charlie. Guy's a real pro.
Let's get the parts.
Charlie says at CarQuest, they believe to be the best, you gotta use the best parts. Like top quality Champion spark plugs from CarQuest. Champion gets engines started faster and running their best.
Relax. It's done. Did you get the car fixed, kid?
Yes, sir.
Where'd you get the parts?
CarQuest?
Welcome to the pros, kid.
Welcome back here to the Bangor Auditorium. Brewer will go with their starting five. Mount Blue pretty much the same except for Ranger, who has the ball right now. Fortier goes to the paint. Lefty up and in.
A nice move by Fortier in the paint. Penetration. He's tough around the glass.
Brian Ranger, 7-point lead just underway here in the second. Mount Blue on top of Brewer in this Class A boys quarterfinal matchup. Seavey drives baseline, cut off, deflected, coming away with it. Bayless now of Mount Blue. Bayless, Ranger. Ranger drives. Drops it back off. Underneath, Zarecki, the big man for Mount Blue. He turns and fires up and in.
Yeah, well, they're having really trouble handling him inside. He's just too strong. Brewer can't match him inside.
A wide body, Zarecki.
He lifted a few weights, Willie, I think.
Brewer. Freeman.
Yeah, let's take a look at Mount Blue's basket here. Nice entry pass into Zarecki. He just turns, powers, and scores, and he's really tough to handle because he's got such great strength.
Turnover favoring Mount Blue now. Bayless looking for help. Fortier to the paint, up off the iron and in. Levitt goes to the floor. Ryan Fortier.
Now Mount Blue's going to play straight man-to-man now in this set.
Leighton, he turns and fires. Deflected. Zarecki.
Okay, here's Fortier outside. Penetration, fakes left, goes right, just drives by, no help defense, and powers his way in. The strength is their game.
Fortier, Mount Blue on the attack. Ireland, it's a gimme, tries to slam, misses, but it scores. Dustin Ireland had visions of throwing that one down. And with that, 25-11, Mount Blue on top. Brewer wants a timeout. We'll take this 60-second break and return momentarily.
Education, it's our future. Visit your local school and get involved.
I just found your perfect car for the lowest price in town. Bean & Conquest has the greatest selection of program cars in Bangor. Program cars, cream puffs, rare combinations of low mileage, low prices, and high quality. Like this Chevy Corsica at just $99.90, or this O's Color Supreme, just $13,490. I've been in the car business for over 20 years. And I've never had a better opportunity to put you into more car for less money than right now, right here at Bean & Conquest, Summer Street, Bangor.
Back here, second quarter action. Mount Blue on top of Brewer, 25-11. Brewer in possession now. Seavey, let's go with a three, up and in. Jared Seavey answers back. Long down court pass. Zarecki, Ranger, deflected. Ball still loose. Coming away with it, Ireland. He puts it up and off. No good whistle.
Boy, a lot of action, end-to-end action. Mount Blue grabbed the ball out of bounds after the score, threw the thing the length of the court. Mount Blue lost the ball and then got it back, and then the foul.
John Zarecki, those people that follow football in Eastern Maine know that he's a quality interior lineman. My understanding is very academically gifted and heading to the secondary ranks of Colby College next year. It looked as though on that long down court pass he was running the tackle eligible, if you will.
Moved him up from the tackle to the quarterback spot, I guess.
Heads up play, Dustin Ireland picking up the loose ball, drawing the foul. 25-14, Mount Blue still on top, 6:11 left to go here in the second. Dustin's second one. Up and off, no good. Took a while, tapped out of bounds by Brewers. Jared Seavey go over to Mount Blue on their baseline.
See if Brewer zones the out of bounds. No, Brewer's going to stay straight man-to-man in the out of bounds.
Bayless looking for help. Fortier. Jump shot up around and out, no good. Cleared off by Brewer. Thomas, long down court pass. Seavey to Levitt. Gives it up to Thomas on the cut to the hoop for two.
The old-fashioned give and go. Still works.
Fortier tapped away. Got a real close-up look of Mr. John Thomas of Brewer as he greeted us here at the press table. Ball goes over to Mount Blue. Jimmy Ross. Bayless to his left. Looking for the cutters. Ross. Bayless out front. Fortier. This time too many steps.
Yeah, nice call. He moved and shuffled his feet as he started to penetrate.
Turnover Ryan Fortier. The impression I get, Bob, is that Mount Blue likes to run a lot of their offensive patterns via the way of the baseline.
Oh, yeah, they want to get on the baseline because it's easy to enter the ball to the post.
Tapped away, contact underneath. Ireland comes up with it loose. Bodies on the floor. Brewer. Freeman in charge now. Going over to Thomas. Thomas in back of the three, tries to find the cutter. Shot goes up, around, and in. Troy Levitt.
And Brewer making a nice run right here.
25-18 Mount Blue. Fortier gives it up, deflected. That'll go out of bounds. They'll say that was off Dustin Ireland, and that'll come over to the Brewer Witches.
Yeah, I think Mount Blue right now really doesn't want to run this much, Willie. I think they'd like to slow it down a little bit, but Brewer's pressure keeping them up tempo, which they really don't want to do.
5-minute mark. Freeman. Seavey, jump shot. Up, off, no good. Control Fortier, Mount Blue. Fortier, Bayless now. Bayless running the show for the Cougars of Mount Blue. Ross looking for cutters underneath. Skip past Ireland. Back underneath to Fortier. Fortier looks for Zarecki. He wants to work. Backs in. Kicks it back out to Ireland. Long looping pass. Ross. Fortier, baseline. Ross again. Now back out to Bayless. Moving the ball very effectively around the perimeter. Ireland. Again, almost picked off, but coming away is Ross. Fortier. Intensity of pressure being applied by Brewer. Ross underneath Ireland, fall away jumper, up off, no good, control Brewer. Brewer's Freeman.
Brewer's pressure defense is now forcing Mount Blue into some shots. I don't think Jim Bessie really wants them to be taken.
Into the corners, Leighton. Leighton drives, goes up with it, up around, no good, coming away. Brewer, Freeman, up and in, check that, Troy Levitt.
A nice play by Levitt, took it right at Zarecki.
Mount Blue's Ross. Bayless on the attack. Fortier goes up with a lefty. Around, up, off, no good. Rebound coming away to Brewer. Seavey on the attack. Long down court pass. That one can't be controlled by John Thomas.
Okay, nice penetration. And the missed shot. And the rebound. And a nice turn in the lane now. Really following his shot. Good hustle. And puts it right back in. Nice play by Levitt.
Into the ball game now, Adam King for Brewer. Bayless of Mount Blue working against the full court pressure of the Brewer Witches. Zarecki, Bayless almost picked off. He still controls though. Zarecki, Bayless, Bayless coming down, drops it off. Ross for a three in the corner. Up around, off, no good. Big rebound. Ireland up and in.
Yeah, nice rebound by Ireland on the offensive board.
Destin Ireland, pretty good set of springs to gather in that offensive board. 27-20, Mount Blue on top. Deflected, coming away, King. Check that, Freeman. Gives it up over on the left-hand side. Troy Levitt for two.
Brewer's coming alive now. What Brewer's done now really is put the pressure on Mount Blue, and Mount Blue is not slowing it down in the half court. And consequently, they've taken some ill-advised shots, which takes Zarecki and 40 right out of the ball game.
6 personals for Mount Blue, 5 for Brewer, and we get to 7. We'll be looking at 1-1. Mount Blue, Zarecki looks for that tackle eligible play now. Long down court pass, he gathers it in. Ireland working against the intensity. Great pressure put on by the Brewer Witches. Ross, tricky dribble, looking for help. Fortier deep out front. Fortier driving to the paint, deflected, coming away with it. Mount Blue back over to Bayless. Ross, Bayless trying to make an entry pass, but being cut back. Fortier out front. He wants to work into the paint, back out to Ross for a three, up and off, no good. Rebound, I believe that's Ireland, up and in. Traveling violation.
Brewer's done a nice job of taking the interior game away from Mount Blue right now and still putting pressure on the ball. Outstanding defense by Brewer.
Randy Billings running the show now for Brewer. Over to King. King underneath to Levitt. Levitt wants to work, being bottled up by Mount Blue. He still turns and fires. Rebound gathered in, Jim Ross of Mount Blue. Bayless for the Cougars. Bayless to Fortier, knocked away by the defensive Brewer on the attack. Billings gives it up to Levitt, streaking to the basket, out of bounds.
End-to-end action. Outstanding play by both teams.
The players can substitute. I think the announcers ought to get a sub break here somewhere. Boy, this is up and down action.
Right, and the officials also, because they've got to really stay with it.
Ball put in play, Johnson. Shot put up and in. That's going to be Jared Seavey of Brewer.
A nice move by Seavey. And now Mount Blue is going to slow it down just a little bit. Brewer's made a nice run. They're down by 14 at one time. Got this thing down to 3.
1:32 left to go. Bayless, Zarecki underneath. Zarecki turns, fires off the glass, deflected. Coming away with it will be Randy Billings. Whistle. Foul will be assessed to Ireland of Mount Blue.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to score from the end line. A little bit of frustration on Mount Blue's part to get the ball inside, missed a couple of shots, and the foul occurred at the baseline, 80 feet away from the basket.
1-1. We cautioned you on that. 17 personals. And when we get to the magic number 9, the new ruling this year, that we'll be looking at 2. But right now, Randy Billings of Brewer is concerned with the first one. It's up. And it's in.
Yeah, nice job again. Brewer's pressure, and they're pressuring the ball in the half court. When Mount Blue has the ball and try to make the entry pass to their big people, they put a great deal of pressure on the ball.
Second one by Billings, rattles the rim up and in. 1 point lead now for Mount Blue.
The Brewers really cut into this, just 1 point away from tying it up.
Ranger battling to get it over. Finally do, stolen, taken away. Ball given up. Up and in, that's going to be counted by Mike Johnston.
Yeah, Brewer stole the ball at half court, got the layup and the foul. Now Brewer was down 20. Let's take a look at this now. Here's the cross-court pass. Zarecki to the midcourt. Brewer's going to steal the ball here, pick up the loose ball. He turns around, makes the pass, and Johnston is going to score and be fouled.
You have to give Randy Billings, I didn't catch the number that deflected it originally, but he made the great entry pass. Shot is missed.
And Brewer takes the lead.
By Johnston. Ball goes over to Mount Blue. Bayless over in the corner to Ranger. Fortier wanting to work. He turns, fires up, no good, whistle.
Okay, this is no place to be for the meek, Willie.
The meek and the faint of heart do not enter.
No, this is a tough ball game, and both teams like it this way too.
We talk about momentum, ebb and flow of the game, and perhaps it's an overused cliche by broadcasters. but you, in a way, can sense Brewer has a new lease on life.
Oh,
they've been recharged, and they're playing. The intensity level has gone up a couple of notches.
Well, they were down, what, 25-11. They're down 14, and they've really made now, what, a 17-2 run here on Mount Blue.
Fortier's first one up and no good. His second one will be good.
And that run here has been triggered and fueled by the defense of Brewer. But now Mount Blue's going to trap out of that 2-3 zone.
Billings to Thomas, out to King. Billings drives in the paint, puts it up, around and in. Randy Billings. 2-point lead for Mount Blue. We're down to 38 seconds. Second quarter action. Deflected by Johnston. Underneath Thomas. Fouled in behind. Zarecki.
Yeah, that was a nice steal again by Brewer. And the Brewer defense is just fueling their offense. Let's take a look. Stop, power, foul. He got him, the good block from the top, but he got him with the body as he tried to block the ball, and Thomas will go to the foul line for 2.
Now, Johnston made the initial steal. Mike Johnston of Brewer, he was, how should I say, a recipient of a pass from Billings on the other end. This Brewer team does not mind giving up the ball.
Oh, no, they play very well together. They're looking for the open man. And again, when you're playing 10 players, people are going to do their roles, and they all do them well.
Thomas from the foul line, 2-point lead now for Brewer, 3-point lead. 30 seconds left to go, and into the ball game now will be Jimmy Ross. Mount Blue battling against this full court pressure set up by Brewer. Fortier, Zarecki. Zarecki looking for help now. They dump it into Bayless. Bayless, that familiar one shot. Ross. Perimeter basketball now Brewer, but I should say Mount Blue, but Brewer's not letting up on the defensive intensity. Bayless having to work for everything. Pull-up jumper, whistle, up and in. Waving it off by the official. Don't score that one.
Well, that was a break for Brewer because Bayless made a real nice move and scored, but the foul occurred before he got the shot off.
1-1. On the line, Bayless. Jason Bayless, a senior at 5'11", for Jim Bessie's Mount Blue Cougars.
Really impressed, though, with Brewer's willingness and desire to just work extremely, extremely hard.
They've been using the depth, I say they. Credit where credit's due. Mark Savage is the captain of the ship. First one is up and in. We sometimes give credit to coaches for losing. Obviously, maybe we should give them some when they do something right.
Well, and the thing I like about Brewer, they were really in trouble. They're down 25-14, 11 rather, 14 points down, and now you look at a 20-4 run here for Brewer.
Bayless up off no good, rebounding action underneath. That will come away to Johnston. Johnston lined down, pass to King. He turns, fires, and scores. Adam King for 3, and that will end second quarter action here at the auditorium. Brewer Witches coming in number 4, up by a score of 34-29 over the number 5 seed Mount Blue Cougars. We'll take this commercial break and return to the auditorium for halftime.
If you're about ready to build or remodel a kitchen, the design experts at Hammond Lumber Company are ready to help you turn your dreams into the real thing. In fact, they'll show you exactly how your dream kitchen might look right from the start, with plenty of time to change this or move that or add one of these. And then you choose from Hammond's huge selection of custom and ready-made cabinets, all at factory direct savings. So when you're ready to start cooking, come talk with the people at Hammond Lumber.
We know what you want. Room for 6 in comfort. A powerful V6 with 4-speed automatic. Air conditioning. A great stereo. And safety features like dual airbags and available anti-lock brakes. Hey, any car company can build a car like that. But only Chevy can build one as affordable as Lumina. So how does this sound? A brand new Lumina for as little as $16,295 from your Maine and New Hampshire Chevy dealers. Could you live with that? Yeah, I think you could.
At Hessen, they have more clinical experiences for the students, so you get to see every aspect, so you can focus in on what it is you like and what you don't like. This allowed us to find out if this is really what we wanted to be doing.
I looked into other nursing programs, and they didn't start until their sophomore or junior year.
You get a lot of experience.
So the Hessen student can work in the medical center, can work in clinics, can work in other healthcare settings that the program prepares them for very well.
Hudson College is a choice you should make.
This is Grant's 100% natural milk with all natural vitamins. This milk is fortified with synthetic vitamins. Natural, synthetic. And this is a 100% natural 8-year-old boy. Which glass of milk would you want to give him? We are proud to say Grant's is the only Maine dairy fortifying its milk with all natural vitamins. So make the natural choice. Grant's milk. 100% natural, 100% delicious.
Tournament Scoreboard is brought to you by Sizzler, Bangor Mall Boulevard, Bangor, now featuring their famous all-you-can-eat shrimp and salad bar for just $8.99.
Welcome back to the Bangor Auditorium, everyone. We're at halftime of the Brewer Mt. game, and the Witches have rallied back to take a 34-29 lead at the break. Brewer playing awful well down the stretch. In the first game of the day, it was Caribou over Presque Isle, 54-27. Caribou rallied back to win that one. The rest of the day looks like this. At 11:07, it's 18-0 Coney taking on Brewer. 2:07, 18-0 Bangor takes on Coney in a boys game. 3:37 or thereabouts, it'll be Nokomis taking on Old Town. 5:07, Madomic Valley and Josh Nash taking on Lawrence. And in the evening session, it'll be Lawrence taking on Bangor in a girls game. And the last game of the night at about 9:37 or so, it'll be Skowhegan taking on Caribou. And joining us at the half is Jerry Goss, the principal of Brewer High School. Jerry, it was an awful exciting way to end the first half for you guys.
Extremely exciting. We hope that it carries over into the second half. I think our kids are getting by the nervousness. I think they're ready to roll.
Let's talk a little bit of academics. Talk to me about your advanced placement program.
This is a program that we're extremely proud of. We were just commended by the state legislature for having the top advanced placement program in the area, in the state, for a school our size. What it is our college courses that we offer at Brewer High School. Last year we had the top male and female in the state of Maine. And academically, we feel as though that puts us right in the top.
You also have another program where the student can work 3 days a week and go to class for 2 days. Is that right?
Yes, it's the Maine Youth Apprenticeship Program, which is a relatively new program in the state of Maine. We have 7 students currently at Brewer High School involved in that. They're in the world of work and they're at school getting their academic subjects. It's a new model. We think it's working very well for those kids, and we hope to expand it.
And though this is a day of basketball, let's not forget the Brewer hockey team. They play for a state title down in Lewiston against Scarborough at 1 p.m.
That's right. We're very proud of our hockey program. We feel as though they've won the Eastern Maine Championship 2 years in a row, and we feel as though they've done it with a touch of class and dedication.
Jerry Goss, thanks for joining us at the half. Best of luck in the second half.
Okay, thank you.
We'll be back with the halftime stats after this 90-second break.
If hockey were as easy as banking at Fleet, the game might look something like this. Take the Fleet Select card, for example. It works like a check, but it's as easy to use as a credit card. So there's nothing to get in your way.
When I got my Saturn, I noticed Dr. Cuervo also had one. I asked her why she got hers, and she said, well, it just made sense. And then I noticed Dr. Kwiatkowski had one. Turns out her sister recommended it. Well, then I saw Dr. Wong had one. And I said, come on, how many doctors are driving these things? You've got 4 opinions right here. Why did I buy the car? I was attracted to its safety features. Ask your doctor.
You've been injured in an accident. You've had enough bad news. Get some good news. Call Lowry and Associates. Your job is to get better. Our job is making sure your hospital bills are taken care of. You need physical therapy. We make sure your claims are processed quickly. You're anxious to be back with your family. We work hard to get the compensation you need.
If you've been injured in an accident, get some good news. Call Lowry and Associates today.
To schedule your free meeting, call 1-800-999-LEGAL.
Okay, welcome back here to the Bangor Auditorium. Halftime right now. Score being 34-29. Brewer on top of the Mount Blue Cougars. The last play that we saw at just before the half ended, Bob, you had some thoughts on that. Share those with us.
Yeah, I think this was a set play on the missed shot because they knew there was 3 seconds or a bait shot. The outlet pass came up, and there was King all alone up in the wing here waiting for the ball. I think it was a set shot. Nice-looking shot, and what a great way to end the half as Brewer came back with a 23-4 run. A nice set design play.
Anytime you have a run like that, and certainly from a coaching perspective, you like to see that 3 go in anytime in the ball game, but when you're getting ready to go in at the end of 2 quarters, particularly in a tournament situation like this, you like to see that 3 drop through. And right now, Brewer, Mark Savage is going to be ecstatic being up by 5. As you commented on that fantastic run that they had in the beginning, the first quarter looked as though, hey, the bus might be backing up to the turnstile early for the Brewer Witches, but that certainly wasn't the case.
No, and I think what really pleased Coach Savage was that's a nice set play. You know, you're at the foul line with 3 seconds to go. They were going to run it out of the bound on a miss or a make, and there was King all alone up there. Just one outlet pass, bang, he got it, and he was all set. There was no defender around him. He got a nice look.
Okay, with that, we'll take this 90-second break in return for the start of second quarter action here at the Auditorium. Second half action, check that.
My new boss throws me the keys.
Get it fixed, kid.
So I took it to Charlie. Guy's a real pro.
Let's get the parts.
Charlie says at CarQuest, they believe to be the best, you gotta use the best parts. Like top-quality CarQuest batteries. They perform each and every time with sure starting power that won't let you down.
Relax. It's done. Did you get the car fixed, kid?
Yes, sir.
Where'd you get the parts?
CarQuest?
Welcome to the pros, kid.
The people at Hammond Lumber Company have become Maine's largest Anderson window dealer because they're willing to go out of their way to bring Anderson windows to you. With many special services like free estimating at your job site, expert design help, and fast assembly of special order Andersons in Hammond's own door and window shop, plus free delivery right to your door. So for the complete picture on quality and service, look into Anderson Windows from Hammond Lumber.
Welcome back to the Bangor Auditorium. Just seconds away for second half action in this Class A matchup. Right now, Brewer enjoys a 5-point lead over Mount Blue in this quarterfinal action.
Well, Willie, you know, Brewer has got to be really happy. And Jim Bessie at halftime, I'm sure, now he's got to boost his kids up. They had such a great start, and sometimes when you get too big a start, I think you have a tendency to let down a little bit. And I think that might have caught Mount Blue off guard a little bit, but Brewer's pressure certainly has turned this game around. The stats we have now for scoring for Brewer, Seavey has 9, Levitt and King have 6. For Mount Blue, Fortier has 12, Island 6, and Zarecki 6. And this Brewer shot 7 for 8 from the foul line, and Mount Blue was 7 for 12.
Okay, thank you. Possession arrow indicating Brewer's ball. Freeman going directly over into the corner. Seavey. Very patient now. Brewer playing perimeter basketball, driving in. Leighton up and in.
Nice penetration by Leighton. Nice score.
Long down court pass on the breakaway. Mount Blue saved in. That'll come over to Fortier. Fortier driving to the basket, missing, controlling his own rebound, still being tossed up. Coming away will be the Brewer Witches. John Thomas. Freeman, down court pass in between 2 of his players out of bounds.
Okay, here's the penetration on the side. It was a good drive. Here he comes. Leighton's going to make a nice move all the way to the basket. Stop, power layup. Nice penetration.
Mount Blue back to action. Fortier underneath. Deflected, knocked away by Levitt. Here come the Brewer Witches. Running up and in. Nate Freeman.
Yeah, nice pass, though, by Seavey on the move on the break.
38 38-29, Brewer on top. Mount Blue still battling that defensive pressure, and with that, Jim Bessie wants to talk things over early here in the third quarter. With that, we'll take this 30-second break and return.
True quality is rare. When you find it, you value it and come back to it. That's why most Buick owners buy another Buick, and why O'Connor Buick keeps growing. There's only one way any Buick dealer can grow, by being a better Buick dealer. And the only one who can say that about us is you. So thank you for making us Maine's better Buick dealer.
It's worth the drive on 95.
Or the road nearest you, because the only name you need to know for Buick is in Augusta, Maine, O'Connor Buick.
Welcome back here to the Bangor Auditorium. On the younger set, enjoying food and beverage here at the auditorium, which reminds me, what am I going to do for lunch?
Well, the pace we're going, I think we need some liquid refreshment, Willie, here. The pace of this game is really just outstanding.
Third quarter action, just under a minute and a half gone. Brewer on top of Mount Blue, 38-29. Mount Blue with the ball. Ross in possession now. Pull-up jumper, up and off, no good. Coming away to Fortier, up and in. Ryan Fortier for two.
A nice offensive rebound by Fortier.
Freeman. Freeman looking to work the corner. Into the corner it goes to Leighton. Leighton back out to Seavey. Seavey looking for cutters, nothing there. Freeman, hard to his left, pulls up, hesitation, foul.
No question about that foul, he got hammered.
Freeman with a little playground double pump, he had nowhere to go with it. Stayed in the air long enough to draw the foul.
I think we're seeing a little bit of frustration now surface in Mount Blue. After having that big lead early and now being down by 7, I think that they've got to deal with this, and they've got to deal with it with a little bit more patience.
Freeman's first one is up and good. He'll be looking at 2. 8-point lead now for the Brewer Witches. Third quarter action. Up and in, Nate Freeman makes both of them. Bayless. Stolen away by Brewers. Freeman. Back over to Thomas, driving layup up and in.
Yeah, nice play. Really tough defense, and Mount Blue is not handling the pressure very well at all.
40 is stolen away by Thomas, giving it up to Seavey up and in. High fives being exchanged on the Brewer bench right now.
Brewer's got everything going their way right now, certainly.
Ross of Mount Blue. Bayless over the 10-second line, into the corner, Ireland. Bayless, Ross, Fortier. Fortier pull-up jumper, up and off, no good. Rebound comes away to Seavey of Brewer.
Yeah, then Zarecki really is puffing a little bit of wind right now. The pace of the game is just too fast. They've taken him right out of the ball game with this quickness.
Saved by Freeman over to Seavey. Leighton, Seavey, three-pointer, up and in. Jared Seavey, and when it rains, it pours.
Pouring threes right now.
Seavey with a steal. Thomas, deflected, loose. Freeman of Brewer comes away with it. Freeman wants to run the patient part of Brewer's offense. Seavey driving, foul.
Yeah, play control. Yeah, good call. What's happened, Willie, with the way the game has gone and the speed and the quickness up and down, they've taken Zarecki right out of the ball game.
47-31, Brewer on top of Mount Blue with that. Jim Bessie would like a timeout. 5:07 left to go here in the third. We'll take a 30-second break and return.
Education, it's our future. Visit your local school and get involved.
Welcome back here to the Bangor Auditorium. Willie Gavett along with Bob Cimbollek. Bob, we were talking during that commercial break, and you pointed out a 36-8 run in favor of the Brewer Witches over the Mount Blue Cougars. Mount Blue taking that time out trying to gather their thoughts and perhaps make a run themselves at Brewer.
Well, if they're going to do it, they've got to slow down. The game is just right in Brewer's, just exactly what Brewer wants right now.
Bayless, Jason Bayless of Mount Blue. Bayless working against Freeman into the corner. Fortier up, around, out, no good. Rebound action comes away to Ireland. He saves it in, but that's stolen away by Nate Freeman. Freeman goes to his left, foul line extended, drops it over to Leighton. Leighton, baseline drive, loses control. Scramble for it, whistle. And there certainly are bodies on the floor giving themselves up. But youth is so resilient.
Yeah, they don't seem to mind it at all.
Ball, favor of Brewer. I believe that's King that'll be taking it out on their baseline, putting up 2. Knocked away, stolen by Ireland, but that'll go back out of bounds, tapped off a Brewer player, Troy Levitt. So it'll go over to Mount Blue. Zarecki taking it out. Ross, Zarecki. Bayless, foul from behind. Check that. That was 40, but the foul will go against Troy Levitt of Brewer.
Yeah, the foul occurred right in front of us here. He pushed him from behind. Again, Mount Blue has got some easy shots here too, but they've missed those. And I think part of that is they've hurried their shots inside because the whole game has been at a hurried pace.
Brewer helping out greatly on their defensive set, so it's never one-on-one, it's one-on-two, one-on-three, and Mount Blue has to contend with. Ball knocked out of bounds by Nate Freeman of Brewer. It will go over to the Mount Blue Cougars, deep in the corner, directly in front of their bench. Bayless. Jason Bayless looking for someone to give it up to. Jared Ranger back to Bayless underneath Zarecki. He turns, contact, fires off the glass, up and in. Jared, check that, John Zarecki for 2.
It's the first time he's scored in a long, long time.
King. Levitt now. Throws it away.
Okay, they finally get the ball inside of Zarecki. He turns, pumps one way, power layup and scores, and they've got to do more of that to get back in. But I noticed again, they went full court zone pressure then.
Bayless on the attack for Mount Blue, going to the baseline. Ranger back out to Bayless, over to Fortier. Fortier to his left, has to drop it back out to Ranger. Underneath Zarecki. Zarecki turns, fires, up and in.
Well,
John Zarecki for 2.
Jim Bessie's doing what he's got to do. Get that ball into Zarecki's hands.
12-point lead now for Brewer. Brewer working against full court pressure. Contact. Blocking violation.
Okay, again, here's Zarecki. Nice entry pass. Zarecki turns. He's just such a wide body that Brewer cannot contain him, and he scores again. They're going to have to do that as many times as possible to get back into this ball game.
On the ensuing foul, player, or I guess it was a blocking foul, assessed to Mount Blue. Brewer will retain possession. They're looking to the backcourt to get it in. They do to Troy Levitt. Levitt now puts on the Jets, pulls up, fires, up and off, no good. Rebounding action over the top. James Hinckley, that'll be a foul.
Yeah, push off to get the board. Hinckley trying to crash the offensive board, pushed off.
Mount Blue will take over possession of the basketball. Long down court pass on the breakaway. Bayless up and in.
Yeah, nice pass by Zarecki, the length of the court.
Freeman.
Mount Blue, full court, zone trap. Oh, stolen by Mount Blue.
Bayless giving it up to Zarecki. He's fouled from behind by Jason Levitt.
Okay, here's Zarecki, long pass all the way down to Bayless and the score. He's going to stop, and nice left-handed move.
Brewers leads down to 10 points. 3:23 left to go here in the third. They want a timeout. We'll take this commercial break and be back here for more third quarter action at the auditorium.
Nice car, huh? Dual airbags, available anti-lock brakes, absolutely gorgeous lines. Room for 5 in air-conditioned comfort. Now get this, it's a Geo Prism, and you, yes, even you, can drive a Geo Prism of your own for just $500 down and $199 a month. Only at your Maine and New Hampshire Chevy Geo dealers. You get all that? Now get all this.
We're we're back. 3:23 left to go here in the third quarter. Star Trek, I don't want to miss that. I have all my collectibles and everything. Brewer only up by, I should say, only 10-point lead now. But they had, as we commented on it earlier, 36-8 run over Mount Blue. Now Mount Blue's getting excited, putting some defensive pressure on of their own. And Brewer's having to react. Mount Blue now 40 with a 3. It's up and off. Yeah, off the glass and in.
Off. He didn't call glass on that, Willie. I don't know if we should count that one.
Brewer knocked out of bounds. Was it deflected?
No, I guess not. No.
The officials, it'll go over to Mount Blue. Ranger putting the ball in play. Jared Ranger to Bayless. Jason into the corner to Ranger. Ranger looking for help. Fortier almost loses control, but picks it up. Tricky dribble. Going to his left. Corner, Bayless with a 3. Up and off, no good. Coming away to Ireland. Ireland turns, fires, contact.
Block. 2 shots. What Brewer done now, Brewer's brought in Hinckley and King, which is really their size at 6'3" and 6'4", 6'5", to try to contend with Zarecki inside. Let's take a look here. Offensive rebound. Grabbed. Nice move by Ireland. He stops, fakes, hits the defender in the air, and gets hammered for 2 shots.
And those in the TV audience, it looked as though John Zarecki was leading the block out front.
Post lead, Willie.
For Ireland to pick up the offensive rebound.
Yeah.
Ireland misses his first one. Ireland only a sophomore at 6'1" for the Mount Blue Cougars.
Right now, Brewers got their 2 sophomores in the lineup.
Dustin's second one is up and in.
And here comes a 1-3-1 full-court press.
Brewer stolen away. Bayless back out to Fortier. Fortier wheels and deals up and in.
Boy, what a run by Mount Blue.
Loose blocking violation.
Yeah, Zarecki.
John Zarecki, who looks down at the official, and when I say down, I don't mean that disparagingly. Zarecki at 6'5", probably 230. Nods affirmatively. Yeah, I got him. Jim Bessie of Mount Blue up and coaching. Hard, as is Mark Savage for the Brewer Witches. Zarecki takes a seat. On the attack now, Brewer. Seavey. Freeman into the corner to King, their 3-point shooter. Clears it out to Freeman. Freeman almost taken away. Seavey controls. It is taken away now. Mount Blue's Fortier. Driving to the baseline. Pull up, off, no good. Follows a shot. Whistle.
Yeah, Fortier is going to be fouled. He fouled his shot. You know, a lot of times what happens when you press a team that likes to press, sometimes they don't like to be pressed, and Mount Blue has got the athletes to go after Brewer's pressure. They've got Zarecki out now. They've got a smaller team in there. They're going to go after him.
Mount Blue's Ranger, they're swinging it to Fortier. Fortier, a little pump fake, up, around, out, no good. Rebound, Ireland.
And Ireland's done a nice job on the offensive board. That must be his 3rd or 4th offensive board in this half, and in the first half he scored twice on offensive rebounds. He reminds me of a young Willie Gavett.
I was going to
say, the offensive board.
I was going to say, knowing what it's like having to get an offensive rebound, he's done more than a nice job.
He has. He wants the ball, Willie.
He is tenacious. He's using intelligence as far as getting the position and not committing the foul. And the young man, Dustin Ireland, for the Mount Blue Cougars, on the line for a 1-and-1, misses the first one. Rebounding action underneath, comes away to Brewer, John Thomas. Billings of Brewer going to the corner to Freeman. Freeman working against that tight pressure now by Mount Blue. Both teams very aggressively, defensively. On the attack, Seavey, up and in.
Yeah, Brewer spread the court, went 3-2 wide. Got penetration down the lane by Seavey. Nice shot.
Joe McLaughlin in for Mount Blue. Fortier, Ranger, cutters, nothing, back out. Bayless, Ranger, head fake, drives, cut off, underneath, Fortier. Check that, McLaughlin turns and fires, no good. Rebounding action, foul. Rebound came away to Brewer. Jeremy Soames.
And Zarecki's getting right back in the ball game. He gave him a little rest, and at the pace of the game, I think Zarecki needed that. It was a good move by Coach Bessie, and Mount Blue's going to be happy. We had 3 runs. Brewer had a big run to start. Mount Blue had a big run to start this game, 23-11. Then Brewer had their big run, and now Mount Blue's had their big run. So now the other next run, by going by statistics, should be Brewer.
Freeman, long down court pass, all alone, nobody there. Soames misses it. Rebound, put up and in, John Thomas.
Yeah, nice big rebound by Thomas, especially after the missed layup.
Good follow on Thomas's part. Bayless. Underneath Zarecki, he turns up and in.
Brewer again really struggling now with a smaller lineup in there. Oh,
Bayless. Up and in. Trapped by Mount Blue. Seavey, Billings looking for help, has to go over to Thomas. Thomas, Freeman, underneath, not expecting it, lost out of bounds. Jeremy Soames.
Okay, inbounds pass, stolen at midcourt by Bayless. He drives into the lane, makes a real difficult shot, and it goes.
Is a picture worth 1,000 words?
Outstanding game, just outstanding.
Bayless. Underneath Zarecki. Zarecki 2 on. Turns, fires, no good. Coming away to Brewer.
Big miss right there. That would have got Mount Blue right back to a 2-point deficit.
Billings.
Now Brewer's going 3-2 wide. They're going to get penetration down the lane now. They're looking for the last shot. Look for about 8 seconds, and they'll go to the basket.
See the clock on your TV set as it counts down here in the third quarter. Billings. Thrown away. Regain control. Billings. Seavey, stolen away by Ireland. A Mount Blue long shot, no good. And that'll end it here at the third quarter. We'll take this 60-second break and return for the final quarter here in this Class A matchup.
So what's this hole?
385 yards.
And the direction?
Let me see.
If golf were as easy as banking at Fleet,
137.5 degrees.
the game might look something like this.
Fire when ready.
Take Fleet Fast Equity, for example. You can get up to a $25,000 home equity loan in your hands in 10 days.
Nice shot.
Sounds pretty easy, doesn't it?
That's 18 for 18.
This is Grant's 100% natural milk with all natural vitamins. This milk is fortified with synthetic vitamins. Natural? Synthetic. And this is a 100% natural 8-year-old boy. Which glass of milk would you want to give him? We are proud to say Grant's is the only Maine dairy fortifying its milk with all natural vitamins. So make the natural choice. Grant's milk. 100% natural, 100% delicious.
Welcome back. The start of fourth quarter action. Mount Blue, number 5. Brewer, number 4. Brewer on top of this one. Mount Blue with the ball. That's Ross underneath Fortier. Fortier tries to work. Double teamed. He has to drop it out. Underneath Zarecki. Nobody near him. He turns, fires up and in.
Yeah, they found Zarecki all alone in the low post. Nice entry pass.
Foul in the backcourt. Coach, you're talking about runs. You commented on that during that break. Mount Blue went on a run of their own.
Yeah, this last Mount Blue run was 16-4. Okay, all right, nice open pass to Zarecki. No one on him at all. He just turns and powers, and boy, they've got the ball inside to him with regularity now. He's got 4 power layups in the last 3 or 4 minutes.
Ranger back in the ball game, Jared, and the reason he smiles a lot probably is because he has a mouthpiece. Brewer. Thomas. Back out to Freeman. Into the corner to Seavey. Underneath that, Soames. Driving, block, contact. That was Billings.
Yeah, nice block above the body, but with the arms, but he got him with the body on the shot.
Going to the floor hard at the other end was Justin Ireland. Getting up a little slow. Hey, wait, whoa. For a moment there, Mr. Ireland was convinced that Alvis had already left the building.
Well, he took a good shot then. Hit the floor hard.
On the line for Brewer, Randy Billings, a senior at 5'9". First one, up and in. 52-49. Brewer on top.
What I really like about this game, it looked like Brewer was out of the ball game early. It looked like Mount Blue was out of the ball game at the midway through the third quarter.
Billings, 2 for 2.
Both teams making outstanding runs. Now, Brewers changed their tactics here now, Coach, and they've gone 2-3 zone.
Fortier of Mount Blue driving to the paint, dropping it back out.
And
Ranger.
I'm sure that's designed to stop Zarecki inside.
Fortier, whistle. Out front, the foul's going to be on Randy Billings.
Fortier's been quiet, too, lately.
Credit credit Brewer. Brewer is Mark Savage, the Brewer coach, commented on, we pay a lot of attention to Mr. Fortier, and anytime he's in the vicinity of the ball, the Brewer people are collapsing on him.
And that's what's opened Zarecki up. And
Yes.
so now they've got to counteract that, and he's doing that by going zone. I think that's an excellent coaching move on Coach Savage's part here.
Ryan Fortier on the line, makes his first one. Into the ball game now will be Jason Leighton. Going out will be Randy Billings for Brewer.
And Brewer's got a small team in here now to have to contend with Mount Blue's size, and he's going to try to do that by a 2-3 zone.
3-point lead for Brewer. Ryan Fortier narrows that down to 2.
Mount Blue still pressing full court.
Seavey, Thomas of Brewer. Thomas back over to Leighton. Leighton over to Seavey.
10-second violation in the backcourt.
Coaches, players, spectators, even announcers are getting into this ball game.
Well, the tempo of this game certainly makes the juices flow and gets you out there, and no matter where you are, you've got to feel the electricity that's going on in the auditorium right now.
Soames will come out, and back into the ball game will be Levitt for Brewer. Mount Blue into Bayless. Bayless playing perimeter basketball. Ranger underneath. Zarecki loses control. That's picked off by Seavey of Brewer.
The Brewers' quickness showed up again in that play, but deflecting the ball out of Zarecki's hands.
Freeman, baseline. Drops it off to Levitt. Levitt finds a cutter underneath. That's Thomas. Give and go. Can't control it. Picked off by Mount Blue's John Zarecki. Bayless. Ireland, baseline. Fortier back out deep. Bayless. Fortier. Perimeter basketball by Mount Blue. Almost picked off. Ranger underneath. Zarecki. Up and in.
Yeah, nice ball move, but they reversed the ball. Found Zarecki open when he came back across the lane.
On the fly, here come the Brewer Witches. Levitt losing control. Ball goes between the legs of Seavey. Foul, though, will be assessed to Mount Blue's Dustin Ireland.
Yeah, Ireland was on the floor. I think he pushed Thomas to get him down. It was a late whistle, but I think it was a good call. Okay, again, the ball reversed from the left to the right, and as it does, it opens the lane up. He fumbles the ball, but has good presence of mind, doesn't panic, reaches down, picks it up, and scores again.
On the line, Troy Levitt, a junior at 5'11", for Mark Savage's Brewer Witches. Came in number 4, his first one. Up, off, no good. Controlled, Dustin Ireland, Mount Blue. Ranger, Fortier, turns, fires, whistle.
Yeah, there's another foul now. This one's going to be on Seavey, I believe. He fouled Fortier inside. I liked Mount Blue's patience that time. They slowed it down, reversed the ball, got the ball inside, and this last time went inside to Fortier.
Jared Ranger comes out. Jim Ross in for Mount Blue. Also Adam King for Brewer will be reporting into the ball game. On the line, Ryan Fortier up and no good.
Foul shooting now. Both teams a little shaky, but I think that's because of the fatigue factor.
Yes.
It's building up now. Both teams have got to be a little bit tired, and the fatigue, the first thing that goes are the legs.
Seavey comes out. Jared has 4, so he'll take a seat next to Mark Savage. Ryan Fortier up and in.
And Mount Blue comes back to a 1-point lead now after being behind by 16.
Freeman, Leighton in the corner, drives baseline, goes underneath. Thomas turns, fires, no good. Rebounding action. Zarecki of Mount Blue.
Boy, he's come to play in this last period. He's really playing hard.
Mount Blue out front. Bayless. Ross hesitates on the big skip pass. Back over to Bayless.
And Brewer's still in that 2-3 zone to counteract Zarecki.
Bayless. Ross. Deep outside. Fortier lets go with a 3. Partially deflected. Zarecki. Hard off the glass. No good. Rebound coming away to Brewer. Adam King.
Zarecki missed that open power layup, but I think that's a sign of fatigue. He just didn't bend his legs. He tried to just push it with his upper body and didn't even hit the rim. And that's a sure sign. When you don't want to use your legs, you're tired.
John Zarecki not real happy with himself on that miss. Perhaps thinks he should have had that. On the line, Adam King, only a sophomore, at 6'3" for the Brewer Witches. First one is up and in.
Now both teams are in the two-shot scenario now with 5:11 to go in the fourth quarter, so each foul will be 2 shots.
Second one up and in.
And Brewery gains the lead.
Great technical work on the part of the people you don't see, the people behind the scenes, out in the trailers, and behind the cameras here at the auditorium, the staff of WABI, Channel 5. Cougars of Mount Blue, Bayless, Fortier, underneath Zarecki, Bayless, Ross swinging it around the perimeter. That's Ireland back out front. Looking for Zarecki, can't find him.
I think they're also looking for Fortier in the baseline, too. I think Fortier gets the ball, he'll take it to the hole.
Ireland, Ross underneath Zarecki, turns, knocked away. Levitt controlled. Fortier, up, no good. Rebounding action underneath. King coming away with it for Brewer. Down court pass. Johnston giving it up. Levitt back out to Freeman.
And now Brewer's going to spread the court now. Got to get some penetration.
And they did. Leighton taking it up. No good. Rebounding action. Kicked out of bounds. That'll be off Troy Levitt of Brewer. It'll go to the Mount Blue Cougars.
Again, I really think the fatigue now is going to play the big deciding factor in this ball game. Which team tires the most? It looks like Mount Blue missing those easy shots, Willie. Got a tired ball club. Coach Bessie got a tired ball club on his hands.
Bayless taking the time. Fortier to Bayless. Bayless directing traffic. Trying to go baseline. Nothing there. Coming back out. He needs some help. Long looping pass. Almost picked off. Controlled. Backcourt violation.
Yeah, backcourt stepped over to get it. Again, Brewers pressure, even though they're zone. They've extended that zone out, and their pressure's bothering Mount Blue in the midcourt area.
1 point lead now for Brewer. 3:37, as you can see on your screen, left to go here in the fourth quarter. Freeman of Brewer. He needs some help. Giving it up, Levitt. King. Deep out front, the end off, contact underneath. That'll go against Bayless of Mount Blue.
Yeah, he pushed to get it. Again, Brewer spreading the court, going 3-2 now to get the penetration down the lanes with their quickness.
On the line for Brewer, Nate Freeman, a junior at 5'10".
One thing the two-shot foul does, Coach, it allows the teams to rest a little bit.
First one off, no good. We are in the bonus. Number 2 will be coming out for Nate Freeman. It's away, it's in. Bayless of Mount Blue. Fortier. Bayless being pressured by the defensive Brewer. Fortier. Bayless. Ireland. Ross faking the 3. Almost thrown away but controlled by Bayless. Ross. Underneath. Tapped away. That foul will be assessed. Dustin Ireland went up with a jumper.
Yeah, he got fouled by Freeman. It's going to be 2 shots. I think also, Willie, now that Mount Blue, when they reverse the ball, they've got to make sure that Zarecki's open and they don't force it in there against that 2-3 zone.
Ireland, only a sophomore for Mount Blue. And he'll be looking at 2 also, as we've commented on the bonus situation. Dustin dips, he fires, up and off, no good.
Boy, this is where games are won or lost, especially close ball games here now. And Mount Blue's struggling from the foul line right now.
Second one. Up, span off, no good. Rebound comes away to 2 Cougars of Mount Blue, traveling violation.
Yeah, Zarecki and
Ross were battling for it.
Yeah, they were battling for it, and anytime that happens and you move your feet, you're going to get a travel violation.
Ross will be coming out. Ranger will be coming in for Mount Blue, perhaps, to get a little bit more quickness. For Jim Bessie, the coach of Mount Blue. Freeman. Levitt. Long down court pass. Nobody there. King, he turns, fires up and in.
Big play. Nice play by Brewer. Found King all alone underneath against the zone pressure.
Adam King for 2.
Big basket.
Bayless of Mount Blue trying to get something going here offensively for his compadres. Ireland underneath. Turns, fires, up and in. That was John Sorecki on a lead-in from Dustin Ireland.
Yeah, big basket for Mount Blue by Zorecki. They needed something good to happen then.
Leighton wisely drops it off the leg of Ryan Fortier.
Okay, here's the zone pressure now. Here comes the pass, the length of the floor. King is all alone because Mount Blue's defense is all up in the front court. Nice play and a real big play as King scores the open layup.
Thomas and Seavey back in for Brewer now, going with their big guns. Ball is loose. Coming up, Leighton. Leighton takes it to the iron, pump fakes, contact underneath.
Yeah, fouls on Zorecki.
Two-point lead for Brewer. This one is getting down to the final minutes. Brewer number 4, Mount Blue number 5 in the A rankings. Quarterfinal matchup on the line. Jason Leighton. Up and in. Jimmy Ross coming back in for Mount Blue. Jared Ranger going out.
The pace of this game, though, 2:07, there's a lot of basketball left to be played here.
Leighton, up and in.
Mount Blue can't be in a rush to get a 3 off either. They got plenty of time. They should be going for 2s now.
Brewers full court pressure. Looping pass from Zorecki to Ross. Ross looking for help out front. Their point man, Bayless. Bayless to Ross. Bayless. Bayless and Ross just playing pass, looking for Zorecki or somebody underneath.
Yeah, they can't hold too long. They've got to get something going
Ireland
pretty soon.
Underneath, tapped away. Control, Mount Blue, Ireland. Check that. That was Ross. Fortier. Fortier wants to work the baseline. Cut off. Jumper goes up and in. That's a 3 by Bayless.
Yeah, big basket now. They wasted a lot of time, but really lucked out by hitting the open 3.
Brewer now. Levitt splitting the defense. Giving it up. And in.
This is a player control foul, and there's no basket on that. Yeah, Leighton on the open court now. Here's good penetration now by Levitt. He dishes off to Leighton coming from the wing. The defender was Ireland who took the charge. Ireland's been key for them, even though he hasn't scored many points today. Big defensive play.
Bayless. 1-point lead now. We're down to a minute. Being bothered by Freeman now.
Well, player control. Foul. We just had one player control foul to the left, right of us. Now we have one to the left of us.
Ball will go over to Brewer. Seavey will be looking to put it in. Both teams playing hard-nosed, aggressive defense.
It looks like we're getting a timeout. 5 fouls. That's Bayless' 5th foul, so that's really going to be key for Mount Blue.
And I'm not sure who else has played the point for Mount Blue outside of Jason Bayless. Coming into the ball game now, I believe that's going to be Peter Roberts. He saw some action in the first half. I'm not sure that he'd be playing the point. Jim Bessie now is going to have to juggle his lineup around to get one of what he feels comfortable with out front. I guess they're going to take a timeout with that. We'll take a timeout also. A 30-second break in return.
Your New England Jeep and Eagle dealer now.
Welcome back here to the Bangor Auditorium. Willie Gavett along with Bob Cimbollek. And these pictures describe exactly what's going on. The teams huddled around their respective coaches. We're down to 1 minute and 2 seconds left to go. Right now, Brewer on top by 1. But the seesaw, if that's an appropriate way to call it, both these teams are capable of making runs at each other, 10, 12 points at a time, as we've seen up until this point in the ball game. So don't take anything for granted.
No, and it's going to be tough. One team's going to be really disappointed, and really both teams deserve to win. They both played that hard.
Brewers Leighton out front, and they're spreading the court. Looking for help. Seavey, contact and a whistle. Blocking foul, I suspect, will go against Dustin Ireland of Mount Blue.
Yeah, that's going to put Seavey on the foul line for 1-on-1. 2 shots with it, excuse me. We're in the 2-shot scenario now.
A Magic 9. New rule instituted this year.
Experimental rule.
Experimental. I personally would still like to see the international volume.
What's that?
Take the shot or
take it out of bounds?
Take it out of bounds. Jared Seavey's first one is up and in. Extends the lead to 2 for Brewer. His second one. Off, no good. Rebound coming away to 40 or Mount Blue. 40 are out front now. Jimmy Ross will run the show.
Yeah, it looks like Ross is going to take the point now. Brewer's gone straight man-to-man now. They're out of the 2-3 zone, straight man-to-man.
Ross, so Ricky coming out deep court. Ross looking to work, backing his way in, turns, fires. Up off, no good. Rebound underneath Roberts. Up, no good.
And Mount Blue did what they had to do. They had to go to the basket. You can't wait and wait for the last shot to tie it up. If you miss, you've got to try to go to the offensive board. If you don't get the offensive board put back, then you've got to foul. Mount Blue did a nice job getting that shot off in about 12 seconds.
Jim Bessie giving directions to Jared Ranger, who's reporting into the ball game now. And on the line, Peter Roberts, who just entered this contest, be looking at 2. His team down by 2. It's up, it's out. In and out.
Yeah, anything goes back to haunt Mount Blue in this ball game, it's going to be their foul shooting.
Ranger coming in now, and Jimmy Ross for Mount Blue going out. Down to 26 seconds. 2-point lead for Brewer. In. Roberts, 1 of 2. Brewer. Leighton. Breakaway coming down. Seavey. He wisely pulls it out. Whistle.
Foul's on Island. But that's a good foul by Allen. 18 seconds. You knew Brewer was going to pull it out and wait, so you're going to have to foul eventually. And that's 5 fouls on Island. So, again, even though he fouls out, he's really helped his ball club by committing that foul.
You can't wait too long. There's no sense.
No, you're going to foul eventually anyway, so you might as well foul as soon as you can.
There's no hourglass. When no one's looking, you can tip over very quickly.
No,
that
you're
clock
right.
is going to run.
Yeah,
you have, the coaching perspective, you have very few choices to be made at this time.
No, you've got to stop the clock, and you've got to put them on the line, and you're just going to hope that they're going to miss. The difference in the ball game, really, Willie, is that Brewer's gone to the foul line and made their foul shots here at the end, and Mount Blue's gone to the foul line, and they haven't. And that's really been the deciding factor in this ball game.
For Mount Blue, Scott Myrick reports in, and on the line, 2 big foul shots. I say big. He has to make at least 1. Even 2 doesn't guarantee a victory.
No, because the 3 that got Mount Blue back in the game by Bayless came at a real crunch time, so there's plenty of time left. That way.
Jared Seavey misses. No one has to tell him that.
No, now it's real important to make this one because a 2-pointer wins the ball game.
Second one is up and in.
Going to get a timeout by Mount Blue. Down 2, 62-60 with 18 seconds left.
We'll take this 30-second break and return.
I just found your perfect car for the lowest price in town. Bean & Conquest has the greatest selection of program cars in Bangor. Program cars, cream puffs, rare combinations of low mileage, low prices, and high quality. Like this Chevy Corsica at just $99.90, or this O's Cutlass Supreme, just $13,490. I've been in the car business for over 20 years, and I've never had a better opportunity to put you into more car for less money than right now, right here at Bean & Conquest, Summer Street, Bangor.
Welcome back here to the Bangor Auditorium. Willie Gavett along with Bob Cimbollek. You're looking at it right now. Brewer up by 2, fourth quarter action. 15 ticks of the clock left. Mount Blue will have the basketball.
Be interesting to see what kind of a defensive set Coach Savage calls.
Yes.
It looks like he's going to be straight man-to-man pressure all the way back with the defender back to defend the long pass. Now they're going to go man-to-man.
Ball put in play to Ross. Remember, too, with that, Mount Blue getting the ball over half court. They want another timeout.
Yeah, they want the ball.
Take another 30-second break, and we'll return. We're down to 14 seconds here in the fourth quarter.
Even after all these years, the big question still goes unanswered. Is it ham and eggs or ham and cheese?
Ham and eggs.
Ham and cheese.
Ham and eggs.
Ham and cheese.
Ham and eggs.
But really, either way is okay.
Ham and eggs. Ham and cheese.
Because you'll always think of
Ham and lumber.
Ham and lumber.
Ham and lumber.
It's cheese and ham. Cheese and ham.
Real cue cards.
We're back here at the auditorium. We're down to 14 seconds left to go. Mount Blue getting the ball in play with 18, crossing over half court and calling a timeout. I suspect that Jim Bessie may have used all of his timeouts, Jim Bessie being the coach for Mount Blue.
Well, this situation makes it different. If the score's tied, the pressure's really on the defense. But being down to the pressure's on the offense, okay? Because Brewer can still foul them as long as it's not a three-pointer.
Roberts will be taking it out for Mount Blue. Remember, we are in the two-point bonus. Into Ross. Ross to Fortier. Fortier, we're down to 9 seconds. Fortier at the paint, pulls up, fires up and in.
Big jump shot by Fortier.
Fortier, timeout call. 5 seconds left to go.
Well, what happened in that was Jim Bessie had
a 30-second break, and we'll be back to finish this one.
We know what you want. Room for 6 in comfort. A powerful V6 with 4-speed automatic. Air conditioning. A great stereo. And safety features like dual airbags and available anti-lock brakes. Hey, any car company can build a car like that. But only Chevy can build one as affordable as Lumina. So how does this sound? A brand new Lumina for as little as $16,295 from your Maine and New Hampshire Chevy dealers. Could you live with that? Yeah, I think you could.
Well, oh yeah, here comes Fortier. Now he came from the corner, got the ball in a weave, then penetrated into the lane, stop, open jump shot, hit it, real clutch shot. Outstanding play.
What we missed initially was that you commented on when that whole play was set up, Fortier was in the corner. Why? Why was he in the corner?
Well, I think he's not a real good ball handler compared to the other two people left, and they wanted him coming around to go to his left. And he came up across, got the ball, and came right to his left with a strong hand, and got in position where he shot it. Outstanding play.
Great heads-up call by Jim Bessie.
Right. Now we'll see what Brewer does with 5 seconds now.
Brewer, we're tied. 4 seconds, 3 seconds, in, the shot goes up. It's a 3, off the iron, no good, we're OT.
Well, Brewer did what they did. They got the shot off. They couldn't ask for any more. And, hey, the game deserved to go in overtime, Willie, I think. It's one of those games you have a feeling that, you know, hey, you hate to see the team lose. You play all night.
4 minutes in overtime. 62-62 after regulation time. Mount Blue. Brewer will take a 30-second break and be back.
You've been injured in an accident. You've had enough bad news. Get some good news. Call Lowry and Associates. Your job is to get better. Our job is making sure your hospital bills are taken care of. You need physical therapy. We make sure your claims are processed quickly. You're anxious to be back with your family. We work hard to get the compensation you need.
If you've been injured in an accident, get some good news. Call Lowry and Associates today.
To schedule your free meeting, call 1-800-999-LEGAL.
Back here at the auditorium, you're looking at it. 62-62 overtime in this quarterfinal matchup. Class A, Mount Blue came in number 5, Brewer number 4. The rankings are certainly holding true.
Well, the 4, 5, and B went to overtime, Willie. We had a little involved with that, didn't we?
4-minute overtime. The old ruling used to be 3. We'll have the center jump much the same as we started the ball game.
I think the 4-minute overtime allows that the team that scores first is not quite as an advantage as it was when it was 3 minutes.
Levitt and Zarecki will be jumping. Goes up, control, Mount Blue. That's Ross. Ross for Mount Blue behind his back. Tricky dribble. Looking for cutters. Needs some help. Better get rid of it soon. He does to Fortier. Fortier left-handed. Baseline. Pulling up. Reverse. No good. Pulled down by Seavey of Brewer. Down court pass to Leighton. Leighton. Back over to Billings. Billings with the jumper. Up and off. No good. Rebound. Tapped away. Whistle.
Foul on Seavey, and that's his 5th foul.
It is against Seavey.
Yeah, Seavey pushed off to get the rebound, and that was a good call, and it was his 5th foul.
Jared Seavey over in front of the Brewer bench. Well, you're only expected to play 32 minutes. He fulfilled his part of the bargain. We are in overtime.
Yeah, now that they put the substitute in, he's got to play now, okay? Otherwise, they could have the 30 seconds, but they put the substitute in, so now they've got to play.
Adam King for Mark Savage's Brewer Witches, and on the line, Ryan Fortier.
I think you're going to see Mount Blue go to Fortier and then to Zarecki, okay? And Brewer now, with Seavey out, will probably look to go to Thomas or to Levitt or Leighton.
Up and in. Ryan Fortier, 1 of 2. His second one is good.
Well, Mount Blue draws first blood in the overtime, and that's extremely important.
Billings of Brewer. Directing traffic. Coming to his right, perhaps wants to go one-on-one. Whistle, blocking violation. Jim Ross.
Okay, now that's going to put Brewer on the line now for 2 shots. A chance to tie the ball game up. That's going to be the 5th foul on Ross. So now Coach Jim Bessie, we just went through this with Seavey fouled out. Now, Jim Bessie's waiting now. He has 30 seconds to replace the disqualified player, so he can talk to his kids. But once he puts the player down and reports, then he's got to come out and play.
Now, the important thing is, as we've commented on before, Bayless was running the point. He fouled out. Ross was running the point. He fouled out.
That's correct, and now he's going to have to reach down and come up with a 3rd point guard. And you're lucky in high school if you've got 2 point guards.
Kevin Oliveri reports in.
You know, Willie, after losing a tough overtime game to Arno, I know how either one of these teams are going to feel. You know, you play your hearts out and you go in overtime. Hey, this is the case of who's at the end of the ball game.
That's right. Billings on the line. His first one is good.
Touch foul shot by Billings.
Be looking at the second one here. Randy Billings. It's up and in.
Big foul shots by Billings.
A little bit of a change for Brewer. No full court pressure.
Yeah, Oliveri going to handle the point now for Mount Blue.
Oliveri. Fournier. Fournier, tricky dribble, goes up and off, no good. Rebound Roberts up, no good. Rebound Roberts up, no good. Still up and around. Cleared off by John Thomas. Brewer on the breakaway. He holds it up. Hauls it back out. Tapped off. Levitt ball goes out of bounds. It will stay with the Brewer Witches.
Mount Blue now still staying straight man-to-man. Both teams playing man-to-man now in the overtime.
Thomas trying to get it in. Looking for help. He has to come out to Billings. Billings in back of the 3. Going over to Leighton. Very patient now. 2:50 left to go. Levitt. Billings. Looks underneath to Thomas. Partially deflected. Thomas knocked away. Roberts. Ball goes up in the air. It's a free one. Who's going to come away? Mount Blue.
Nice block by Zarecki in the paint.
Oliveri, and what a great heads-up play by Kevin Oliveri to keep that ball up in the air. Fortier, up and in.
Ooh, they're going to have a foul underneath on number 23.
The question is, will they wave it off?
I don't think the basket's going to count, Willie. I think he waved it off. But we'll have to wait. Okay, here we go. Here's the play now. The ball being brought up onto the side, over to Fortier. Here's the shot in the air. It's good.
Can't see what happened. Are they going to count it?
They're going to have shots on this end.
Okay.
They're going to count the basket, all right.
That's what the discrepancy was. The impression given, I think, initially was that basket was not going to count. They will count it.
Right, and they're going to shoot fouls at this end. Good call.
Mr. King.
Yeah, nice call.
Up and in. Adam King. Officiating, tightening up here in this overtime.
Yeah, I think they've tightened up a little bit compared to what it was in the regulation time.
Second one up and in. And we don't mean that derogatorily either. I mean, there's a lot of banging and thrashing going on down there.
But there's a little more pressure now in the overtime. You got a 4-minute game.
Oliveri drives, up and in.
Great penetration by Oliveri to score.
Kevin Oliveri, a senior, is 5'7" for Mount Blue. Billings for the Brewer Witches. Thomas giving it up. Knocked away, control. Coming up with it is Leighton. Leighton takes it to the iron, up no good. Rebound underneath, it's still loose. King comes away for Brewer.
Big rebound
Billings
there.
Drives, goes up with a jumper. Up, off no good. King underneath, he fires, his foul.
He's fouled from behind, putting a real good free throw shooter on the foul line. Okay, let's take a look at Oliveri now. He's going to come up to his right, stops on the dribble, uses his left hand, penetrates into the lane. Real difficult floating shot that drops. Nice play by this senior number 22 there. And it's tough coming off the bench as a senior like that.
And has not had much playing
That's
time.
correct, absolutely.
King's first one for Brewer up and in.
Yeah, and you got to credit, he hasn't played much in this ball game, and it's pretty tough to come under that pressure.
That it is. Adam King's second one. And we're tied. 1:45.
King's made 4 clutch foul shots for Brewer in the overtime.
Fortier. Zarecki, I'm not sure they want him to play point, but he's going to. Zarecki into the corner. Zarecki takes it, gives it up, partially deflected, coming away, throwing out of bounds. No, it's saved in. Contact, ball goes out of bounds. Mount Blue.
Boy, the action was wild right in front of us, Willie.
It's a good thing that ball didn't come up on the
Okay, let's take a look
table.
now. Nice pass out here. He's got the ball. Nice pass here. He loses the ball. The pass goes there. There's contact, and the ball goes out of bounds.
Regardless, Mount Blue has the
ball.
basketball. Oliveri foul.
Right. Block.
Leighton. Jason Leighton of Brewer.
Yep.
And on the line, Kevin Oliveri.
Boy, I'll bet Oliveri sitting on the bench didn't realize he was going to be a real important factor in this ball game.
That I think not.
And he's really done a creditable job. He's handled the pressure. He made a real big basket here in the overtime, and he's now on the foul line for 2 shots.
Oliveri's first one, up, off, no good. Olivera, I stand corrected. Kevin Olivera. Second one is up and in. Brewer, Billings with the ball. Looking to go to the right. Baseline, finds a cutter underneath, shot goes up, off, no good. Rebound, comes from Thomas, he goes up, no good, foul.
Brewer getting to the offensive board. Missed the shot from the right, but got the putback on the foul from the left.
High percentage shots finding their way to Brewer. Not making the basket, perhaps, but certainly getting an opportunity to do some damage on the foul line.
Yeah, 2 shots now for Thomas.
John Thomas, first one, off, no good. He'll be looking at the second of a bonus.
Now, both teams struggle just a little bit here on the foul line, but again, fatigue is a factor. You got to get to your legs and really use your legs.
Second one, up and in.
We're tied again. I think this is the 3rd time we've been tied in overtime.
Mount Blue getting it into Ranger. Ranger being double teamed, looking for help. Stolen away by Leighton. Leighton coming to the basket. Up and off the glass and in.
Big basket by Leighton off the dribble.
Leighton for 2. Olivera looking for help, getting it over to Fortier. Fortier taking it to the paint, going up and in.
Oh, big basket by Fortier.
Billings of Brewer making his way down. Billings being bothered by Olivera. They go into Thomas. Thomas turns, drops it back out. Leighton, let's go with a big jumper. Off, no good. Contact, and he's fouled.
Yeah, now the question is that going to be 2 or 3?
My first indication would be, say, 2.
I think so. Okay, here's a shot from the corner. Ball's released, and he's fouled after the ball's released, but it's going to be a two-shot foul, and it was inside the arc, so it was only going to be 2 shots.
Peter Roberts, once in the air, as Newton would say, when what goes up must come down. Leighton, first one, up and in.
Still plenty of time for Mount Blue, 36 seconds to go in this overtime now.
Second one by Leighton is good. 2-point lead for the Witches. Down court very quickly. Stolen away, goes out of bounds. That'll go over to Mount Blue.
Mount Blue ran a nice set play out of bounds, ran the sideline, and then got the ball to the cutting 40er on the move. That was designed. Nice play.
Mount Blue will have the ball directly into their basket. Jim Bessie up and coaching vigorously. Roberts turns, goes up with a jumper, up and in.
Oh, big out of bounds play. Screen the screener, and got the roll in the easy open basket.
We're down to 22 seconds. Oliveira working against Billings. King. Thomas underneath. Thomas.
Oh, King's wide open in the side.
Three. Off, no good. Long rebound. Coming away to Levitt of Brewer. Back out, Billings. Billings pulls up with a jumper, off, no good.
Double overtime.
Double OT with a score knotted, 73-73. Let's do it again after this 30-second break.
I just found your perfect car for the lowest price in town. Bean & Conquest has the greatest selection of program cars in Bangor. Program cars, cream puffs, rare combinations of low mileage, low prices, and high quality. Like this Chevy Corsica, just $99.90. Or this O's Color Supreme, just $13,490. I've been in the car business for over 20 years, and I've never had a better opportunity to put you into more car for less money than right now, right here at Bean & Conquest. Summer Street, Bangor.
Here's going to be the out-of-bounds play now. Roberts was screened off on the other side, stops, powers, difficult shot, but it drops, ties the game up, and it really sends the game into overtime as Brewer cannot score at the end with less than 5 seconds to go.
Well, both teams certainly are getting an opportunity to either win it or lose it via the way of the foul line.
Yeah, and that's really been the key, and I think Brewer has had a little bit better of the luck of it in that overtime, Willie. But again, give Mount Blue credit. They've lost 2 players on fouls.
Yeah.
Brewer's lost 1, but really Mount Blue has been hurt more because they lost their point guard.
Yeah, good point. And again, each overtime starts with the center jump. Zarecki and Levitt. Zarecki for Mount Blue, Troy Levitt of Brewer.
And again, it's going to be too bad that one of these teams is going to have to go home, Willie. They both have played very, very well.
Tap deep into the backcourt. Loose. Saved by Brewer, but they'll say he was out of bounds. Leighton almost had a breakaway.
Right. But a nice hustle, though, on the part of Leighton. He really hustled after the ball. You like to see that. He dove for the ball. Nice hustle.
Are we going to re-jump it? Control. No control. They may consider the re-jump. Now they're going to say there was enough control. So the ball will go over to Mount Blue. Taking the ball out will be John Zarecki.
Right. They're looking to see which way the possession arrow is going to go. Brewer's going to press full court man-to-man.
Zarecki getting it in. Granger. Oliveira. Tap. Stolen away. That was Thomas. Jump shot goes up and off. No good by Leighton. Follows his own. Up, off, no good. Big rebound, Roberts, who loses that one. Loose on the floor. Coming away, Ranger of Mount Blue.
Brewer had some opportunities then to get to the offensive board.
Zarecki powers his way in, up and in.
Big basket by Zarecki, going to the basket.
John Zarecki with a clenched fist to the hometown crowd. Billings of Brewer. Going to the corner underneath Thomas. He turns and fires up and in.
Yeah, nice play by Thomas. And a foul on Zarecki. Thomas certainly doesn't have the height advantage. Now here comes the play. Nice move into Zarecki. Zarecki stops, powers, and scores. But on the other end, Zarecki has picked up his 5th foul when Thomas turned and went to the basket.
The game, at least for Mount Blue, has turned into a game of numbers. 3 starters, 3 contributors, have left via the way of the foul line.
Here comes now the entry pass inside to Thomas. Thomas spins on Zarecki, stops, powers, and makes the hoop in his foul with a push. Okay, now I really think that Brewer really is an advantage now because Brewer plays 10 men, they go 10 deep. They've still got 7 or 8 of their regulars that they can go to. Mount Blue now looking really, with the only starter in there right now is Fortier. So, I mean, that's really tough to go with.
Joe McLaughlin will come in, substituting for John Zarecki. I shouldn't say substituting for Zarecki. Disqualified on 5 personals on the line. Thomas, conventional three-point play. Up and off, no good. Taken away by Fortier of Mount Blue.
Look for Fortier now to carry the load for Mount Blue.
Oliveira on the gallop. Roberts. Oliveira. Fortier.
There's plenty of time left. There's no need to rush.
Fortier turning, finding some leeway, almost lost. Roberts comes away with it for Mount Blue. Ranger. Oliveira. Oliveira going in. Kicking it back, crossed out to Roberts. Roberts in the paint, head fake, he goes up, blocked, whistle, contact.
Yeah, Thomas really had a pretty good look at the basket, then gave that shot up, penetrating into the lane, and really had a much more difficult shot. But as you look across the Mount Blue bench, they've lost 2. They've lost Zarecki, they've lost Island, they've lost Ross, and they've lost Bayless, and that's 4 starters.
On the line, Peter Roberts. Only a sophomore at 6'3" for the Cougars of Mount Blue. Farmington-based school. First one is up and off, no good. Tie ball game, second overtime. Class A quarterfinal matchup. 4 versus 5.
Double overtime puts this whole program behind a little bit. We'll start that last game tonight, probably around 11.
Up and in. Billings. I hope the sizzler keeps that salad bar functioning by the time I get there. Billings, up, off, no good, rebound. Oliveira, long down court pass, Mount Blue. Roberts on the attack, takes it up to the iron, no good. Loose, Oliveira, rebound, up and in.
Big basket by Oliveira.
Billings. His left, underneath Thomas. Thomas wants to work, he goes up. Rebound, no good, action underneath. Loose, comes away, Roberts.
Foul by Thomas.
I have to believe Roberts, Peter Roberts, is making amends for the foul that he committed on that 2-point attempt earlier in that first or second overtime.
Okay, here's the pass. Here comes Thomas on the move, stops, powers, and misses, but in comes Oliveira, and watch his move. Nice move, spins in, lays it up, big basket. Talk about heroes, and there's been several on both sides.
Roberts on the line for Mount Blue. Rounded off, no good.
Really, Mount Blue could be really icing this ball game if they could convert from the foul line. But at the rate they're going at a 1-to-2 ratio still keeps Brewer in the ball game.
2:19, a lot of whistles. This is slowing down immensely. Misses, tapped away, stolen by Roberts. McLaughlin up, no good. Rebound, 40, a big rebound. Fouled in the back.
Okay, they're going to put Fortier on the foul line. Probably their best foul shooter that they've got on the floor right now.
And if you're Jason Leighton of Brewer, you have to ask yourself, why me? Because that was a situation where Ryan Fortier lost control of the ball on the attempt, but his body action and the way he had to go get the ball to make the shot, he ran in to Leighton.
Foul shot made by Fortier. You know, if Mount Blue pulls this out with 4 starters on the bench, Willie, that's going to be considered a minor miracle.
Second one by Fortier, up and in.
Big foul shots now. Brewer's going to have to catch up, but they can't go to 3s. Brewer still wants to go to 2s.
Speaking of miracles, does that mean we'll have to make a pilgrimage to Farmington every season?
Well, I don't know, but this is the way things have gone.
Leighton, baseline cut off, tried to go back door, thrown out of bounds. Did anybody touch it?
No.
Not according to the official.
No, it's going to Mount Blue. Now, if you're Mount Blue, what are you going to do? Brewer's going to ask for a timeout, but I look for Mount Blue now to spread the court, okay, and make Brewer foul.
With that timeout, let's take a 30-second break and return.
Your bowl, sir.
Thank you, Hobbs. If basketball were as easy as banking at sleep, the game might look something like this. Take Fleet Easy Business Credit, for example. It's simple to apply, and your company can get a loan decision up to $100,000 in 3 business days. Now, what could be easier than that?
Oh, brilliant shot, sir.
Good-sized crowd here at the auditorium, and as it would be any basketball junkie, this day here at the auditorium for Class A is held in reverence.
Well, hey, this is going to go down as one of the great ones I've seen in a long, long time. And, you know, both teams had runs of big runs, you know, talking 10, 12, 14, 15 points to 3 or 4. And really, it's just too bad that someone's going to have to lose this ball game. They both should advance.
This is what is exciting, I think, what keeps bringing the crowds back for high school basketball.
Ooh, now we've got a block call on Oliveira. And now that's a big, big turnover now because now Mount Blue had the ball. Now the block is called. Brewer's going to go to the foul line for 2 shots rather now. Boy, that's a big swing.
Well, needless to say, I wasn't tuned into that action. My head was turned away.
Well, they're putting King on the foul line, and he's certainly been Brewer's best foul shooter at this point.
Up and in. Adam King.
Boy, just when it looks like Mount Blue is about ready to put Brewer away, a big play like this happens, and Brewer's right back in the ball game.
Second one is off, no good. Rebound controlled by Thomas. King lets go with a 3. Up and in!
Unbelievable shot by King. They really got the break by missing the foul shot.
Down court pass, almost taken away. Roberts controls. Up and in, Ranger.
Nice play by Ranger.
Heads up play, credit Robert also for getting the ball to the cutting Jared Ranger.
And still man-to-man defense for Mount Blue now.
Billings. Levitt working to his left. Knocked away, loose, comes up. Ball put up and in. Troy Levitt of Brewer.
Brewer pressing hard.
Still up by 1. Oliveira knocked away from the back, kicked out of bounds by John Thomas of Brewer.
You know, that missed foul shot really paid off for Brewer. They ended up getting 4 points on that trip from up 2, and that one play was really a 4-point play.
That's right. Oliveira.
The foul now, and it's going to be an illegal screen called on Mount Blue, and we're going down for shots here now. Boy, this game has turned right around completely.
And you have to remember the substitutes that are playing for Mount Blue are not what I'm sure Jim Bessie has confidence in them, but I also think he'd like to have the first 5 out there. Well, simply from experience.
Well, no question about that, and used to playing to each other and so on and so forth, and it's just tough. Now we'll see what happens with Brewer on the line for 2 shots.
Levitt. Off. No good. 1-point ball game. Mount Blue up. I'm looking at least 6 or 7 of these OTs. I don't know about anybody else.
Well, the record is what, 5?
I believe so. Levitt up and in.
Well, Brewers come from 5 down now to tie this ball game up.
Fortier of Mount Blue working against that pressure. Fortier going to his left. Fortier still with the ball. Oliveira.
They're going to play for 1 shot. Now Mount Blue's going to play for 1 shot.
Fortier. Both teams in the 2-shot bonus now. Oliveira.
When they do this now, they must have a timeout left, Willie, because of the 2 overtimes.
Fortier. Oliveira looking for cutters, knocked away. Comes directly to McLaughlin, makes a big save to Roberts. Almost tapped away. Fortier has to come hard to it.
Yeah, they want the ball in Fortier's hands at the end here now.
Oliveira, Roberts being bottled up. Over to Oliveira, underneath McLaughlin, foul.
Yeah, he's going to be fouled by Billings, but that probably is a pretty good foul because McLaughlin was in position to score.
Yes. Joe McLaughlin will be on the line for 2 shots. 1 is nice, 2 would be better.
Well, this is the 4th sophomore that's played in this ball game for Mount Blue, and Joe McLaughlin's a 6'4" sophomore. He's probably not going to shoot any bigger shots than this in his career so far.
And that's Billings' 5th. He'll be sitting, and in will be coming Nate Freeman for Brewer.
Brewer, again, is still better off depth-wise because, again, they play 10 players, and they've only lost 2, so they've still got an 8-man rotation they can deal with.
On the line, Joe McLaughlin, to my recollection, first shot of the ball game for him will be coming up.
Right, he missed one shot from the field, but this is his first attempt to the foul line now.
Yes!
Well, he got the glass in the rim, so hey, a lot of times it's better to be lucky than good. In that case, he really got some luck with the bounce of the rim.
McLaughlin's second one. Tried the same thing, but to no avail this time. 1 point lead for Brewer. Second overtime, we're down to 18 seconds. Freeman.
Brewer can't wait. They've got to go to the basket right away.
King. Thomas underneath. Freeman. King. King launches a three. Up, no good.
Out of bounds.
Out of bounds.
Out of bounds. 4 seconds to go now.
Bessie's going to look for a timeout, I suspect.
Yeah, and he's got one to give. He's got one to give because of the 2 overtimes.
Mount Blue ball. Will we come back after this 30-second break?
The shot was shot. It hit the floor, bounced up, hit the support underneath, and therefore the ball is going to go to Mount Blue.
First day, my new boss throws me the keys.
Get it fixed, kid.
So I took it to Charlie. Guy's a real pro.
Let's get the parts.
Charlie says at CarQuest, they believe to be the best, you gotta use the best parts. All CarQuest parts are guaranteed, and there are more than 3,000 CarQuest stores, with every part you can think of.
Relax. It's done. Did you get the car fixed, kid?
Yes, sir.
Where'd you get the parts?
CarQuest?
Welcome to the pros, kid.
Welcome back, as you see on your screen. Second overtime, we're down to 4 seconds. 83-82, Mount Blue up by 1, but perhaps more important than that, it'll be Mount Blue possession directly underneath their basket.
But Willie, they can't run the baseline now. This is after a violation, so they cannot run the baseline in this situation. So if they did, why it would be a violation? Brewer get the ball underneath their own basket.
So stranger things have happened,
well, hey,
such as the barking dog play.
Well, yeah, and only that, Willie, but look at the game. Brewer was almost out of this thing a couple of minutes ago, down 5, and then they've got right back into the ball game.
Okay, we're back into play. McLaughlin of Mount Blue looking to get it in, fouled right off.
Yeah, good play by Brewer, though. Excellent play by Brewer. Had to stop the clock, and no time went off the clock. But credit Mount Blue. They wanted to get the ball into Fortier's hands, and they did that.
Now, Fortier will be going to the line. Again, a 2-shot bonus.
That's going to be the 5th foul now on
Thomas?
Thomas, yes. So now Brewer's lost 3 people.
2 teams will meander over to their coaches.
Yep. Coach Savage again has 30 seconds to call a timeout. Jim Bessie's used this to talk to his players.
Yes.
Mark Savage is talking to the substitute. He wants to go into the ball game, number 52. Johnston. And now he's talking to his kids. And then, as soon as the 30 seconds is up, the substitute will have to be in, and then they'll have to play.
Possible scenarios, Coach.
Well, hey, right now he's got 2 shots. The worst Brewer's going to do is get the ball back and have a chance to tie it with a 3. Okay? If they miss 1, they can tie it with a 2, win it with a 3. If they miss both of them, they can win it with a 2 or a 3. Does that take care of all the scenarios?
I think that covers a couple of them. Ryan Fortier on the line, and I'm not sure if he makes both of them, but perhaps Jim Bessie, if he has any timeouts, might call one.
Right, and he also could foul Brewer now in the backcourt, okay, with that lead.
Up and no good.
4 seconds is time enough to get the ball up and get a shot off.
Plenty of time.
Yeah, what will Mount Blue do? Will they press or what? This will be interesting to see what happens now.
Second one is up and good.
Timeout.
Yes, timeout Mount Blue.
Nice play, though. The number 12 Ranger was right at the official. When he saw the ball go in, he asked for the time.
Let's take a 30-second break, and we'll be back.
This is Grant's 100% natural milk with all natural vitamins. This milk is fortified with synthetic vitamins. Natural? Synthetic. And this is a 100% natural 8-year-old boy. Which glass of milk would you want to give him? We are proud to say Grant's is the only Maine dairy fortifying its milk with all natural vitamins. So make the natural choice. Grant's milk. 100% natural, 100% delicious.
Key word here at the auditorium as we return. Second overtime is 4. 4 seconds left on the clock.
You know, you got to credit both teams. Here was Brewer down 5 with about 2:30 to go. Mount Blue playing with only 1 starter. Brewer comes back, gets back into the ball game, and then Mount Blue survives the run by Brewer and has a 2-point lead. You've got to credit both teams with outstanding efforts in this ball game.
No question. Now, the question that we posed before the break. How is Mount Blue going to react?
Wow, Mount Blue is going to come up here now and defend the long inbounds pass now. Ball won't start till it's touched. It starts now.
Freeman, long shot is put up by Leighton. It's good! It's good! It's good! It's good! Leighton! Leighton, it's good!
Well, we said it, Willie. That the game is just swung from side to side to side. And hey, Leighton got a good look at it right at the mid-court line. Unbelievable finish.
Speechless may be the appropriate word. Inbounds pass, Freeman to Leighton, directly in front of the 10-second line here at the auditorium. He let it fly, nothing but net.
Okay, let's take a look at this now with 4 seconds to go. Mount Blue plays back on defense. The inbound pass comes to Leighton. He takes 1 dribble, 2 dribbles, 3 dribbles, looks at the clock. He's just at the midcourt line, releases it, and nothing but net. Unbelievable.
Pandemonium.
We're going to look at it again. Here's Leighton off the dribble. 1 dribble, 2 dribbles, 3 dribbles. Lets it fly, and it's nothing but swish. A clean shot. He had time to get it off. And again, hey, outstanding game. Brewer looked out of it 4 minutes ago. Mount Blue looked like they'd won the ball game. Looked like Brewer was out of it. And they come right back. They come right back. They come right back with that outstanding play at the end. Just outstanding.
You see the two teams, certainly the elation of the Brewer Witches piling on the middle of the floor. Leighton more than likely on the bottom of that. The Mount Blue Cougars also prone on the floor, but in total disbelief.
Yeah, you know, you look at that with 4 seconds to go. The only way they can beat you is with a 3. And the 3 comes from half court.
Let's go over to Leighton, who's on the floor now with Brian McCoy.
Well, thank you very much. This is the guy of the hour here, Jason Leighton. Talk about the shot real quick, Jason.
I don't know. I'm stunned right now myself. I can't explain it.
Were you supposed to take the shot?
Yeah, I don't know. Saw myself open and watched the clock.
Talk about it right here.
I was just praying once I released it. I don't know what to say.
No doubt about it. The biggest shot of your career?
Yeah. It is.
All righty. We'll see you later. Thanks a lot. We'll be back with, we're going to send you back over to Willie and Bob now.
Thank you, Brian. And certainly Mr. Leighton, perhaps short on words, but actions speak louder than words. And certainly that 3 that literally stole the game away from the Mount Blue Cougars.
Wow, it marks some deja vu with Mike Thurston's shot at half court in the Caribou game.
Certainly.
Yes. That was in a state championship game, but this was in a quarterfinal. But just unbelievable play.
Let's take a minute and go down the individual statistics, and then we'll leave this one and get ready for the next game to start. We're running a little late as it is.
Well, okay, for Mount Blue, Dustin Island had 7 points. Brian Fortier, just outstanding, had 31. Jim Ross had 2. Kevin Oliveria, coming off the bench, had 5 big points. Peter Roberts had 8. Jason Bayless had 8. And Big John Zarecki had 20. For the Brewer Witches, who won this game at the buzzer, Adam King had 18 points. Randy Billings had 8. Troy Levitt had 11. Jason Leighton had 11. Jared Seavey had 18. John Thomas had 10. And Mike Johnson had 4. Brewer had 5 players in double figures.
Certainly a game that many people will remember, one of the more exciting quarterfinal games. And with that, we'll take this 2-minute commercial break and be back to the auditorium.